Hello guys, this is the Gaming Revolution here and welcome back to an all new Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War Zombies video. Today, we have finally gotten the Outbreak trailer. The mode is obviously releasing in just a few days time now, well less than a few days time, on February the 25th, and I'm so excited. This mode looks so expansive and innovative. Today we have learnt a lot of information, so in the trailer we actually get a look at the Avogadro. However, the Avogadro seems to have been encompassed by the Dark Aether. And I don't know about you guys, but this Dark Aether Avogadro really reminds me of Corvus from Black Ops 3's campaign. I'm wondering how difficult Cornelius Pennell is going to be. A user on Twitter called Tonga believes he can hear a Denizen in the trailer as well. Run! To me though, this sounds like a normal zombie, it doesn't sound like a Denizen. You can let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. There were obviously Denizen sounds in the Mob of the Dead trailer, however, there never were Denizens on the map. So maybe Treyarch are trolling us, or maybe there is going to be Denizens on this map. Maybe when you go outside of the Dark Aether ring, that is where the Denizens will be, as that's the area where you will start taking damage. If the Avogadro is returning on this map, and I'm assuming more stuff from the Victis maps in the future, I wonder if this could be stuff that was either cancelled for a Transit, Die Rise and Buried remake, or maybe it's even suggesting that we could be seeing those maps in the future. I think that Transit would be an awesome map to see on this Outbreak mode, so if they're not going to release it as a normal map, I think that Transit would be absolutely insane for Outbreak, since it is such a large map and I think that it would work very well. We do also see some other shots of the brand new Panzer Soldat, which is this Russian mech, and this was actually leaked before launch, so we are finally going to be seeing it on Outbreak, and it has a jetpack and also a chain gun. And if you guys remember, prior to launch it was leaked that there would apparently be a buildable jetpack on Die Maschine when this Panzer was planned at some point in time to be on that map, and one of the parts would be obtained from this Panzer Soldat. So I'm wondering if there might be a buildable jetpack on Outbreak, and considering that we are going to be playing on these large fireteam maps, it would make sense to have a jetpack as a faster means of travel, considering we have vehicles and stuff like that. We do also get this shot of the Panzer Soldat, and it is able to throw these flame capsules, I believe. They look very similar to the Liquid Divinium 115 capsules that the Panzers could throw on Denizen Sound. From the trailer, we do also see that the Die Wonder Weapon from Die Maschine is returning, and also the Reike Wonder Weapon from Firebase Z is similarly returning. I'm wondering if there will be the ray gun as well. I'm assuming that as future zombies maps release, all of the boss zombies from those maps and the wonder weapons will also be added into Outbreak. I think that Outbreak is going to be this continuously updated mode that will evolve as the seasons continue for Black Ops Cold War, and I'm really excited for what the future holds. I'm hoping that this essentially becomes the new Warzone for zombies fans, something that is constantly updated, and I think that this mode would also really suit being free to play. So I'm hoping that maybe sometime down the line, maybe after Black Ops Cold War's life cycle is over, they could release Outbreak as a standalone free to play experience similar to Warzone. I think that it would work really well as a free-to-play game. Something to note is there is going to be a free multiplayer and Outbreak week that's going to span from February the 25th, when this mode releases, to March 4th, and I think this is going to encourage a lot of people to potentially purchase the full version of the game, especially Warzone players, because it seems like Outbreak is basically a combination of traditional zombies and Warzone. It has a lot of features from both, and I think that fans of both will enjoy this mode, so hopefully by them having a free access week, it can encourage a lot of those free-to-play Warzone players to purchase the full game to get access to Outbreak permanently. In the trailer, we do also see that the Dark Aether portals can spawn things like the Wonder Fizz, the Pack-a-Punch machine, and also beacons. I believe that these Dark Aether portals are going to be one of the objectives of this mode. So yeah, there will be Pack-a-Punch and there will be perks. I don't think there's going to be physical perk machines. You'll just be able to get your perks from these Wonder Fizz machines. We do also have a new icon for the Frenzied Guard field upgrade coming to the game. So this was leaked before release, so I guess they have changed the icon for it. If you want to learn about what this field upgrade does, I talked about it in a prior video, linked in the description. One of the benefits of Frenzied Guard, when you activate it, all of the zombies will be attracted to you and not the other players, and we see in the trailer that there is this character that has red eyes, so I'm guessing that is what you will look like to the other players when you activate Frenzied Guard, as I guess it's tricking the zombies zombies into making them think that you are a zombie. Anyways, Trek have released a massive blog post that I'm going to go through right now as they explain exactly how this Outbreak mode is going to work. I will leave a link to it down in this video's description if you want to go ahead and read it for yourself as well. But it says, this objective-based game experience will task squads of up to 4 operators with aiding Requiem in their biggest undertaking yet, Operation Threshold. Set across multiple regions in the Ural Mountains of Russia, Outbreak encourages exploration and risk-taking to maximize the spoils of these zombies-infested territories, with teamwork and coordination being essential to completing your missions and living to tell the tale. Alongside the release of Outbreak comes new Ethereum crystal types, refined and flawless, that will help Requiem agents permanently upgrade their weapon classes, field upgrades, perks, and ammo mods to additional tiers of incredible power, and I talked about this more in my last video. From its purpose in the greater Dark Aether story to details on the various experiments with Requiem's largest operation yet, so it says Operation Threshold, Requiem's gambit in Outbreak. Across D Machina and Firebase C, Requiem learned just how far ahead Omega Group is in their arms race to harvest Ethereum, potentially an even deadlier secret war compared to the public conflict between the East and the West in terms of nuclear, material, and the space race. This Dark Aether race seems to be one of much dire consequences. After several desperate attempts to catch up to their adversaries, the CIA-backed International Research Group and Task Force have finally discovered a major breakthrough, the largest outbreak zone on the planet. Following this discovery, Requiem launched Operation Threshold, a multifaceted campaign involving all of Requiem's research departments. Already, Requiem's science and military research departments have identified 3 massive regions in the outbreak zone to explore and investigate. Even with this breakthrough, however, Omega Group is still one step ahead of Requiem, as they've begun investigating these regions long before Requiem arrived. Both sides not only believe the secrets waiting in the Ural Mountains to hold the key to fully understanding the Dark Aether power, it may just be the key to winning the Cold War. So what is your mission in Outbreak exactly? So you, the elite operators, are here to aid Requiem in their most important operation yet. So yeah, you will just be playing as Requiem. Prior to release, I speculated about maybe we could play as Requiem or Omega, because Omega are on site as well, so I guess they just have completely abandoned the area. I don't really know what's going on with Omega here. Anyways, along with up to 3 other operators, your objective is to explore designated regions in the Outbreak Zone around the Ural Mountains and assist Requiem's other divisions in completing their objectives as their most elite strike team. After each experiment is done, you must either successfully exfiltrate the area or, if you choose to, accept the risk of deadlier encounters. Enter rifts through the Dark Aether to another region to assist with more objectives. So basically, there are various different objectives around the map, and you have to complete these objectives, but basically you have to complete all of these objectives and then exfil the map, and I think that if you fail the exfil, you get sent within the Dark Aether, where you will be given more objectives to complete, and then there is special loot and rewards you can gain access to in the Dark Aether. You can potentially play this Outbreak mode indefinitely, I think. If you fail the exfil, you might just be able to keep on going forever, so I guess if people want to go for a challenge and see how far they can continue, I guess this is the way to do so. Anyway, surrounding these regions is a new aspect of the Dark Aether to contend with. First spotted at Firebase C, the Phase. So this is a supernatural force that renders familiar areas deadly and can put previously out of bounds zones in play. So you see around the map in the Firebase trailer, there is this Dark Aether ring, and we saw this outside of Firebase C as well. But it seems like on this map it will actually move about, and you won't be able to go outside of that ring, otherwise you will take damage. A typical Outbreak mission begins with a Requiem strike team entering one of these regions via helicopter, armed with a custom starting pistol and field upgrade. So yeah, you will be able to use your standard classes. It goes on to say a way back into the overworld, which also appears on the menu map and minimap, marks the location of Requiem's primary research objective with a star. So yeah, it will identify the nearby objective. It does reference how this is the primary research objective, so I feel like there might be other objectives you can do in the meantime if you don't want to do the primary one first. It will give you that choice for which objectives to complete. I feel like there's side objectives you can do as well. That's what it sounds like anyways. As it goes on to say, unlike any other zombies experience thus far, there are no set paths to and from the objectives. Agents can take as much time as they wish to explore the area, searching for rewards either in loot chests, encountering various random events, or activating a trial computer. So yeah, this is a kind of semi-open world mode, and it sounds really exciting. I was a bit worried that maybe this mode would be too linear, but it isn't. You get choice. You can go around looting the map before you do the objectives to get better equipped, you can also go off and complete special events, and these are completely separate to the main objectives that you need to complete. I believe that one of these world events is actually fighting the Order boss fight, so I believe that Order will be involved in this mode in some way. I feel like he's not going to be one of the objectives, but as I said, it's going to be some sort of side event you can do. This mode sounds so fun though, I just can't wait to jump in, and it seems like a really chill mode. You can just go around, loot and explore the map, complete these different events, and it seems like it's going to be a very interactive world. I wonder how these dragon heads from Denizen are going to be playing into the map as well. I feel like these are these side events and they're not to do with these main objectives you can do. So yeah, like I said, there are also trial computers you can activate around the map, and yeah, you will then be able to partake in different trials, similar to on Firebase C and D Machina, to get special loot. Maybe this is going to be how you get the wonder weapons on this mode, such as the Ray K and the Die. I feel like maybe there's not a set way to get it. You might be able to get it luckily from a loot crate, or you alternatively might be able to get it from completing one of these trials. So for a small cost of 500 essence, Requiem agents can also take jump pads found in the region that launch them high into the air, allowing them to reach objectives safely, and if they are skilled enough, parachute to collect essence containers during the descent that can cover the cost of their flight fee and then some. So similar to Firebase C, there are going to be jump pads, and since the map is so large, this is going to help with transport. And there is strategic ways so you can actually get essence when you go on these jump pads. So no matter how a squad gets to the main experiment site, their survival hinges on successfully completing this primary objective. If you fail an objective, your mission is over. But yeah, I guess you can take your time with these objectives, and before you actually start them up, you can go and do other things around the map. I think there's going to be a lot of Easter eggs on this. I wonder if there is going to be some sort of main Easter egg as well, and maybe a cutscene. I have no idea, because this is a very integral part of the storyline. Anyways, it goes on to say the main investigation can be one of the following, and then it gives us details about the different objectives. So we do see these in the trailer. So one of the objectives is to defend. As part of Requiem's research on the Dark Aether, they are curious about the genetic code on the infected, with numerous tests failing due to teams being killed or incomplete samples from the agents who submitted them. Your task is to claim a fully intact sample, place it in a device to study, and defend the machine while it uploads data. Depending on the location of this device, numerous strategies for keeping the device online can be effective, like using vehicles to outdoor locations or mid-range weapons for busier locales. No matter where the device is, the usually scattered hordes of the undead will undoubtedly funnel in towards the scanning machine, making close quarter weapons and placeable equipment or support items solid choices for defending it. So yeah, you will need to use equipment and also score streaks to help defend it. So I'm guessing you can get them as random loot, and there's also different crafting tables around the map where you can purchase them with salvage. The next objective we have is Escort. Requiem recently developed a fleet of highly advanced yet highly vulnerable rovers to help them detect dimensional portals into the Dark Aether. Your mission is to ensure the rover with its captured specimen, so we do see a monkey in one of these rovers in the trailer, so I'm guessing they're going to carry different animals and stuff like that they are testing on, finds this dimensional portal somewhere in the Outbreak zone and gets through it in one piece. For this experiment, it's wise to remember back to your security detail training. Keep the principal, the rover, at center and move as one unit, and shift to deal with threats as they come. The next objective is to retrieve. So somewhere in the Outbreak zone there are two ether harvesting units that have been gathering raw Ethereum from the atmosphere and growing Ethereum crystals inside its containment canisters. These Ethereum crystals need to be extracted to a safe location quickly. Fortunately, a nearby set of rockets can carry them away from harm. For this experiment, agents will need to carry these canisters to the rockets manually for extraction. Due to their size, they will be unable to use any of their equipment or weapons, and will be rendered slower than usual. However, while carrying this Ethereum canister, your normal field upgrade is replaced with a very powerful one, which can emit a small burst of ether energy that knocks down nearby zombies, and is helpful in a pinch if other operators cannot pick them off. So yeah, this sounds pretty awesome. It sounds similar to Uplink from multiplayer, where you're just going to carry this large Dark Aether ball. You will move slower with it, but luckily you will get this powerful field upgrade to hopefully protect you. There is another objective that is Eliminate. So using a GPS satellite tracker, Requiem can pinpoint the exact location of HVTs, which are high value targets, so I'm guessing these are boss zombies like the Megaton on Firebase C or the Panzer Soldat, across dimensions. For this experiment, this tracker is used to find elite enemies who will phase into existence after their position is compromised. And like I said, I feel like they're going to add add more elite zombies as the seasons continue. There are also the regular, more powerful zombies such as the mimics, and we do also see the Russian Mangler from Grodkovian Firebase Z. So yeah, this mode is just going to have all types of zombies and the armored zombies as well. So here, agents will have to make a strategic decision. Dodge the high value target long enough to clear the ensuing wave of enemies or deal enough damage to the high value target to force it to move to the next wave of the fight, which will wipe out the remaining wave. And finally, the next objective we have is Holdout. So a massive unstable Dark Aether crystal is emitting alarming amounts of Dark Aether energy to a point where some researchers reported hearing voices as they approached it. Due to its chaotic nature, destruction is the only option on the table, although attempting to do so will send agents into the Dark Aether itself, where they must hold out against any undead threats until the explosives are triggered. This experiment will be the most familiar to veteran Requiem agents, as zombies will flow into the confined space where windows can be boarded up for temporary protection. Use your training to survive for as long as the timer states, and use power-ups and boarding up windows to maximize your chances of holding out. As the outbreak continues to grow, expect to find more types of investigations to complete throughout the Ural Mountains. I do want to say, so these large Dark Aether crystals are changing the environment. So we do see within the piece of intel that we received that it has started snowing by this Dark Aether crystal. However, this specific spot is not snowing within Ruka, so there are going to be weather dynamics with these Dark Aether crystals, and it does say that we can hear voices of people within the Dark Aether by this crystal because it is so large, and I'm wondering if we might potentially hear Victis or other people in the Dark Aether talking to us. Especially if they are bringing back the Avogadro, there is a possibility. So finally it says the beacon to exfil or not to exfil. So after successfully completing an experiment, all agents must move to a mysterious beacon marked somewhere within the region. Just like getting to the objective itself, there is no linear path to the beacon, but the roaming hordes may make some routes more viable than others. Once the beacon is activated, several useful machines will appear. These include a crafting table for creation of equipment and support items, an arsenal for armor and upgrading weapons, as well as the Wonderfizz machine, which dispenses a variety of perks, and of course the Pack-a-Punch machine. Agents are encouraged to use their resources at these stations before making an essential choice, to call in the exfil from the Outbreak zone or take a trip through a dimensional portal to a new region somewhere else in the Ural Mountains. So yeah, I hope that clarifies things. Basically, you can complete these objectives and then you can exfil the map and the game is over, or alternatively, you can go in the Dark Aether, and when you enter the Dark Aether, there is special loot you can get. However, there are also these portals that you can see in the background, and when you enter this portal, it will take you to a different Ural Mountains Fireteam map. So I'm really happy about this. Basically, obviously there's multiple different maps in Fireteam, and we are going to be able to explore the entire Fireteam map within this Outbreak mode by completing the different objectives and then transporting to a different area of the Ural Mountains via this Dark Aether teleporter. So I think this will mean that when you start a game, you will spawn in a random location of the Ural Mountains. So every game is going to feel different because you may spawn in a completely different section. And the Ural Mountains is a very, very big map. It's even bigger than Verdansk, and this full map will also be releasing to Warzone sometime, I believe around March time. So I'm excited to see how this all plays out. The good thing is that this mode seems like you're going to have a lot of choices to do. It sounds very similar to the Torture Path within World War II Zombies, but a lot better, because that was too linear and was just boring. This really does seem like a proper open world kind of experience. So it goes on to say, taking the first choice, exfil. It works like it does in round-based Cold War Zombies experiences. You have to get to the exfil zone, eliminate any hostiles to clear the helicopter for landing, and then hop on board to leave the area. Doing this successfully will offer additional rewards on top of what was collected in the Outbreak zone. However, if you take the portal, your squad will begin a new, more challenging mission, traveling to the next Outbreak region to survive against even more dangerous odds. Each trip through the portal amplifies your potential rewards, but also increases the lethality of the awaiting undead horde. So every time you cancel the exfil, enter the Dark Aether, and go to a new location of the Ural Mountains, the enemies will get a lot harder. So no matter which decision your squad makes, however, rewards are saved for every objective completed. So that's good to hear, but you can get bonus rewards for exfilling, and the longer you stay alive and the more areas you go to, the better your rewards will be. I'm wondering if there is some sort of completion to this, where you've gone to every single area within the Dark Aether and completed all of the objectives of each of them. Maybe that is how you complete this mode, and maybe there is some sort of ending or a cutscene at the end. Maybe there's not going to be a proper Easter egg on this mode, but rather if you manage to complete complete it, which seems like it's going to be very difficult, that would kind of work like the Easter egg in a way. Finally, we have some other details about the new crystal type. So the Spoils of Survival, a whole new meta. Completing main objectives and successfully exfiltrating both offer large XP rewards along with 3 new types of Ethereum crystals. So we have raw Ethereum crystals. Requiem agents know this resource well. These are used to upgrade skills for weapon classes, field upgrades, perks and ammo mods through the first 3 tiers of power. So these are the standard crystals that we've been earning since launch, but there are 2 new crystal types. We have refined Ethereum crystals, a more matured crystal structure, a greater energy source used to upgrade your skills to tier 4. We then have the new flawless Ethereum crystals. This is the highest maturity of Ethereum crystals, and this is an incredibly powerful resource to use to upgrade skills to tier 5, which is currently the maximum. I don't think they're going to add new crystal types in the future. Maybe they will after this. This is probably the maximum we're going to be able to upgrade everything. So earning the newer Ethereum crystals won't come easy, as gathering more mature crystals requires more extensive research during a single Outbreak infiltration. Refined and flawless Ethereum crystals can also appear as rewards in traditional round-based zombies experiences following the start of Season 2. So it seems like you will only be able to earn crystal types on really high rounds in traditional survival zombies, or after a very long game of Outbreak, where you've completed a bunch of objectives and you've gone to a bunch of different locations. I'm guessing that is when you will start earning those higher crystal types. Maybe you have to complete all of the objectives in the first area, and then when you teleport into the next area, that is where you will start earning these higher Ethereum crystal types. There will be new intel coming as well with Outbreak and Season 2, so I'm excited to see how the storyline continues. With that all being said, that is everything I have for you guys today. This seems like an insane mode. It seems like it's going to be so much fun, and I cannot wait to play it on Thursday. I just love that it's not linear, and there's just going to be so many different ways to play this mode. It seems like it's going to have infinite amounts of ways to play and infinite amounts of fun. I'm guessing this mode is going to be a lot easier with other teammates though. It's probably going to be very difficult on solo. Anyways, thank you for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe if you are new around here for the latest and greatest Call of Duty news and information. So anyways, thank you for watching, and bye.